Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Good morning, students. Welcome to Swayam Prabha, Channel 15. The course title is Human Resource Management and the lecture title is Job Evaluation. This is Module 13, Lecture 1. I am Dr. Soma Sengupta, Associate Professor Commerce, Kamla Nehru College, University of Delhi. In this module, we will cover the following topics: concept of job evaluation, objectives, process, advantages and limitations of job evaluation, essentials for success of job evaluations, and methods of job evaluation. Except for the methods, all the other topics will be covered in the first chapter and methods of job evaluation in the second lecture. Concept of job evaluation. When we talk about compensation to be given to the employees for their work, that is the remuneration to be paid to the employees for their work, we have to find out the worth of the job. And there are several jobs in the organization, and the pay should be given according to the worth of the job. That is the value of the job to the organization in terms of the nature of the job, the difficulty involved in that job, the qualifications required to perform that job, the experience required, and the type of the job. So how will you find out the worth of the job? The method of finding out the worth of the job is called job evaluation, and it is a kind of a relative study whereby one job is compared with all the other jobs so that worth of each of the jobs could be found, and the jobs which are more worthier should be paid more compensation than the jobs which are less worthier. So what is job evaluation? It is the rating of jobs in the organization. It is an orderly and systematic technique of determining the relative intrinsic value or worth of the jobs within an organization to develop an equitable wage and salary structure. A definition by ILO, International Labour Office: job evaluation is an attempt to determine and compare the demands which the normal performance of a particular job makes on normal workers without taking into account the individual abilities or performance of the workers concerned. So in nutshell, we can say that job evaluation is finding out the relative worth of the job with respect to the other jobs in the organization. Now, job evaluation provides the basis for developing job hierarchy and fixing a pay structure in the organization. So, it is very important to maintain internal equity in the organization, and for that, job evaluation comes handy. Job evaluation is about relationships and not absolutes. So, that is finding out the relative worth of the job. Hence, it is based on relationships, not absolutes. That is why job evaluation cannot be the sole determining factor for deciding pay structure. So other factors will also have an impact, but nevertheless, job evaluation gives you an idea about what kind of pay structure should be there in the organization according to the position of the job. External factors like labor market conditions, collective bargaining, and individual differences do also affect the levels of wages in the organization. Job evaluation can certainly provide an objective standard from which modifications can be made in fixing wage structure. Objectives of job evaluation. The first objective is to provide a standard procedure for determining the relative worth of each job in an organization or in a plant. So it is like if there are 5 jobs, you have to find out which job is worthier than the other, or rank the jobs in terms of their worthiness. So that is done by job evaluation. To develop job hierarchy and fixing a pay structure. So this is very important to maintain a kind of internal equity, with higher jobs, higher level jobs getting higher salary than the lower level jobs. Determining equitable wage differentials between different jobs in the organization. Eliminate wage inequalities. If 2 jobs are there which are of the same, they are of same worth, then they should be given same kind of salaries. So inequalities with respect to the jobs or wages, that can be eliminated through job evaluation. Minimize wage discrimination. No kind of discrimination should be there on the basis of age, gender, or any other factor. So that can be again eliminated through job evaluation. Then to form a basis for fixing incentives and different bonus plans. Setting individual grievances regarding wage rates. Control the payroll costs. So here you are matching the worth of the job or the value of the job to the organization with the pay to be given to that job position. So in that way you are controlling the payroll costs also. Provide a benchmark for making career planning for the employees in the organization, and framework for periodic wage review. Coming to the process of job evaluation. Now, this is a process which has many steps, and you have to gain acceptance of different parties. Then only a job evaluation process can be successful, because too much of work and cost is involved in a job evaluation process. So wholeheartedly support of different parties should be there for job evaluation. So the first step is gaining acceptance of top management, employees, and trade unions through communication and participation. So this is very important. Until and unless everybody is convinced that the job evaluation is beneficial for the organization, or it will give an objective way to find out the worth of the job, it will not be successful. So that's why participation and acceptance is important. Constituting job evaluation committee. Once you have decided that we will go for a job evaluation process, you have to constitute a committee for it, and with experienced and respected representatives of management, workers, and outside experts. So different representatives will be there, and participation of every interested party will be there. Selecting jobs to be evaluated. Now, in an organization, too many jobs are there. You cannot evaluate each and every job. So there are constraints of time and money, and it is not possible to evaluate all jobs. So you have to select certain key or representative jobs for the purposes of job evaluation. Then describing the jobs or preparing job description. You have to study the jobs in detail to find out the duties and responsibilities involved and all aspects of the job. Continuing with the process of job evaluation, the next step is selecting the method of evaluation. We will discuss different methods of evaluation in our next lecture. Now, there are several methods. You have to select the most appropriate one for the job in the organization, the job you are evaluating. For that, it should be suitable. More than one method can also be used to increase the accuracy. Weighing the job factors. So that is very important. Identify all the factors which are important for performing different jobs, like skill, experience, efforts, and initiative, working conditions, responsibilities, supervision required. So these are different factors. So criteria should be used. This acts as criteria also whether it is any job is high or low in each of these factors. Assigning money values. So each job is converted into its money worth. Then you have completed different steps of job evaluation, but then you have to periodically review it also to find out whether employees are happy or unhappy with the system. So So this is the whole process of job evaluation. If the employees are not satisfied, you have to make changes in the job evaluation. Maybe for the next period, you may have different types of techniques for evaluating the job. Advantages of job evaluation. Now it is, we have said that it is an orderly and systematic method. So it is logical. So the first advantage is it is a logical process and objective technique, and helps the organization in developing an equitable and consistent wage and salary structure in the organization. It improves industrial relations, as the employees and the trade union will trust the employers, and it is only on the basis of the worth of the job that employees are paid their salary, or the job holders are paid their salary. So since it is equitable also, and also it maintains external parity also, so industrial relations will be good in the organization. Lesser strikes and lockouts. Simplifies wage administration by establishing uniformity in wage rates. Provides a logical basis for wage negotiations and collective bargaining. Facilitates fitting new jobs. If you are coming out with the new jobs, you can find out to which job position it is matching with, and accordingly the pay can be determined. So fitting the new jobs into the existing wage and salary structure is also easier. In the modern times of mechanization, job evaluation provides the realistic basis for determination of wages. It also reveals jobs which require less or more skilled workers than those already performing the job. So you can find out if there is any problem with the existing structure. Data gathered is useful for other HR functions like selection, placement, and training. So you can use the data produced during the job evaluation for other HR processes. Job evaluation rates the job, not the workers. So this should be kept in mind, that this is very different from performance appraisal. We are not appraising the performance of employees, rather we are just rating the jobs to find out its worth vis-a-vis other jobs. Limitations of job evaluation. Now, it is done by people, so it is susceptible to human error and subjective judgment. So, although in some of the advanced methods, we try to do away with subjectivity, but still an element of subjectivity will be there. There is a variation between wages fixed through job evaluation and the market forces. So you have to take care of other factors also. You should not base your entire wage and salary structure on the basis of the results of job evaluation. You have to take care of other factors also, like demand and supply of labor, as well as other factors, government regulations, competition, productivity of the organization, ability of the organization to pay. Creates a doubt in the mind of workers and trade union. When you are using too cumbersome a method which is difficult to understand, then naturally the workers and trade union will see it with suspicion. So it will create doubts in their mind. So you have to explain the methods to them also. It is time consuming and costly, expensive method. You have to hire experts also, and a considerable amount of time will be spent in finding out the worth of the job. It is difficult to understand for common workers with common intelligence. It will be difficult to comprehend different methods of job evaluation. It also generates inflexibility in the wage structure. So once you have based it on the basis of job evaluation, you will say, I have done my job and now the wages should be according to my results only. And you are not ready to make any changes on the basis of other forces which affect compensation. So that will bring rigidity in the organization. Job evaluation is not found suitable for establishing the relative worth of managerial jobs which are skill oriented and not production oriented or unit oriented. Job evaluation leads to frequent and substantial changes in wage and salary structure. So that can also happen, that it is changing the structure entirely. This in turn creates financial burden on the organization. So these are the limitations of job evaluation. So what are the essentials for success of job evaluation, or essentials of successful job evaluation? As we have said, gaining support is very important. So top management support, support of trade unions, operating managers should be convinced. So different parties should be convinced and their support has to be gained for the success of job evaluation. Complete information should be given to the employees. No, there should not be an iota of doubt in the minds of the employees. Accurate job description should be prepared, because on the basis of that you are studying the jobs and finding out its worth. So job description, job specification, that should be clearly mentioned and it should be detailed, giving you detailed account. All groups and grades of job should be covered. Although we only evaluate the representative job or key job, you should keep in mind that jobs may differ from each other. So all different jobs should be evaluated. It should be simple to understand. The techniques you are using should be simple to understand, so that the ordinary employee can also make out how the worth of the job has been found. Factors for evaluation should be measurable. It should not be too costly. Pooling of expert knowledge is very important. If you appoint certain experts, then the results will be more accurate. Focus should be on rating of the job and not the job holder. Should not adversely affect the terms and conditions of the existing employees. So it will again further the faith of the employees in the system. So you should ensure that you are not adversely affecting the terms and conditions of the job. So to summarize this lecture, we can say job evaluation is an orderly and systematic technique of determining the relative worth of the job in the organization. And this is used for determining equitable wage and salary structure. The process of job evaluation involves steps like gaining acceptance, constituting job evaluation committee, selecting jobs to be evaluated, key jobs are selected, describing the jobs or preparing job description, selecting methods of evaluation, weighing the job factors, assigning money values, and periodic review. Though it provides a logical basis for wage negotiation and collective bargaining, job evaluation creates doubts in the minds of workers and trade unions. So advantage and disadvantage, both of the things are there for job evaluation. In order to make a job evaluation program successful, focus should be on rating the job and not the job holder. For reference, you can go for book by Filippo or C.B. Gupta or Dale Yoder. Thank you, students. So this was Job Evaluation Module 13, Lecture 1.